yet, Russia is due to be hit with another round of US sanctions next week, and it sent the currency tumbling. The Russian ruble has fallen 7% against the dollar in the last month. President Vladimir Putin's spokesman has moved to assure the public that the economy and markets are stable, but many are skeptical. Dan Ashby is in Moscow with more on the situation. Hello Dan, good to see you. So let's talk about what is facing the Russian economy right now. How serious is the pressure on the ruble right now?
Yeah, pretty bad. The ruble sliding to about 67 against the dollar, to levels overall this month that we haven't seen for about 2 years. As you say, losing 7% across the month. Now, of course, some of that is down to just what Craig was talking about, the concern around emerging markets, some of the troubles in Turkey then affecting Russia. But a lot of this is also about sanctions. The US, of course, bringing in that surprise announcement that they blame Russia for the Novichok attack that happened in the UK, that triggering sanctions, the first of which will come in next week. And as you say, Peskov, President Putin's spokesman, had to come out today and say, listen, the economy, the financial system, it's stable. And that was in reply to a question about will the ruble just drop further. But a lot of people very nervous at the moment. The markets here in Russia very jittery as they look ahead to those sanctions.
Yeah, and the outlook for the ruble, I guess, is also pretty weak. I mean, with the sanctions coming up, I suppose analysts are saying there's going to be more stress on the ruble, right?
Yes, exactly. We get that first round coming next week, those sanctions, looking at hardware, if you like, top-end hardware, export licenses going from the US to Russia. Now, the general consensus is that's not going to have a huge effect on the economy here. The concern is about what comes after. There's this bill going through US Congress. If it gets signed off, it will look at curtailing areas of investment in new Russian sovereign debt, Russian state banks operations in the US, all sorts of sectors. There's also been reports looking at aviation, oil and gas. Now, oil and gas shouldn't be too exposed because over the past 5 years in Russia, they have lessened their exposure to US investment. Generally, the oil and gas market's doing very well here. They're getting lots of investment from Europe, and US companies have pulled out anyway. So people are thinking that oil and gas should be fine. It's the banks that they're worried about. If the Americans go for Russian banks, that could have a big impact on the ruble yet again.
Dan, and very quickly, just give us a broad idea of what this is likely to do to US-Russia relations.
Well, I sat down yesterday with Lieutenant General Brzezinski. He is one of the top military minds in Russia. He's overseen treaties going back years, really high up in the army, and he said he thinks this is going towards war. That is how concerned some members of the Russian establishment is. He says it's already economic war, it's already diplomatic war, and there's only one other type of war left. So that is a phrase that's coming out of a lot of politicians as well. So they are very concerned, they are very angry. Of course, Russian politicians have said this sort of thing before, and there hasn't been a war on that scale, but nonetheless, concerning times in Moscow.
Indeed, Dan Ashby in Moscow. Thank you very much indeed.
Shalom. I'd like to give all prayers and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. The Wadiyah Bahashem Yahweh Shah for giving us the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, deserve double honors, rightfully so. And Shalom to the Akim pushing the word in sincerity and truth, and being faith-based and being prepared for what is to come. And what is to come? Race wars, concentration camps, famine, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, which is in progress as we speak. People is at the Baja Club getting those microchips. Okay? They're having the chip parties. Alright? And thermonuclear fire, 200 million missiles being shot at the soils of America. Simultaneously, the chariots of the Lord lifted the hopeful elect. I'm one of those men. Being lifted to the chariot to the Lord into the chambers. Simultaneously, the laser beams being shot at the ungodly and the wicked people of the earth. What we have here is, we got Trump. he's doing all these sanctions against all these countries, preferably Russia, Iran, Korea. But he got to understand, they already got what they wanted from you. So all they have to do is be prepared for any dumb move you're going to make attempt on them. So you're attacking all these little baby countries, little baby hills, mountains, but you ain't going after the big ones. That's why you're throwing sanctions out, Trump. And rightfully so. We waiting for you to make your move. But certain things got to happen before these things happen. And that's through the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shah. And Yahweh Shemel Shah got Putin ready for you. Okay? He has Putin ready for you. Alright? Okay, I got a couple of scriptures through the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shah. We're going to start at Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 7. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou all thy companies that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Right. That's Trump. Yahweh Shemel Shah is preparing Trump and them for what is to come. They got, trust me, they got tons of money or whatever, gold. They buying up these men. Over there, they prepared. It's America that's not prepared. You over there worry about Trump is worried about listening to whoever the hell he's listening to, worry about how he's gonna take over the oil over there, but you ain't ready for war. Because you ain't preparing the people of this world, of America. You should worry about home first. But you know what? The spirit of Yahweh Shemel is not going to build that pride up on you, eagle face. He going to make sure you go after the how you say, the ones you fear. He going to sanction them, and it's going to be a big war going on right now. You remember there's an economic war, and there's a I forgot what the other one he said, but now it's going to be a war of flesh. People got to die out here. Because you think they're going to go for these sanctions? They don't care a fuck about that. They got gold. They got silver. They buying up crops. They making deals with China. Putin is making deals with China. All America's enemies, he's making deal with them. They got the thing called BRICS. And your allies is going to turn against you. Okay? And like he said, let's read it again. He said, Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 7. Prepare, be thou prepared, and prepare thyself. Thou, all thy companies that are assembled unto thee. That's the mother nations. If you go up, it tells you who's assembled with Russia. Gog and Magog, that's the land of Russia. Okay? It tells you. Alright? This is start at 5. Alright? It says right here, it says Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 5. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya, with them, all of them shield with helmets. Gomer, and all his band, the house of Togarmah and the north quarter, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Prepare thee, be thou prepared, and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a God unto thee. That's Putin. That's over to Russia. Russia is going to be the leader of all these other nations, and they're going to run down on America. Rightfully so, because the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shah is putting this in, is on Putin's mind to say, yo, you know what? They ain't gonna let up these sanctions. They're gonna keep trying to run down on us. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna stock up on power. Keep our missiles going. You ain't talking to Putin about his missiles. We ain't talking to China about his missiles, but you try attacking North Korea, Iran. You think you're going to get into that region, and you think he don't know what you're trying to do. This is all strategized by Yahweh. Everything is orchestrated by Yahweh Shem Shah. That's what you got to understand. Okay? This war has to happen. Alright? This is happening. Okay? Salakia. Alright, this is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. It says right here, proclaim ye amongst the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up, beat their plowshares. This is how they being Salaki, this is how they being prepared right here. Beat their plowshares into swords, and they pruninghooks into spears. That's they mess with their guns. They got missiles. They got all types of arsenal ready for what's to come. It's America that's not ready. Trump, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruninghooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And that's what's happening. The more and more that you do these things, you see Iran, they say, yo, you ain't gonna do nothing to us. We got things over here. North Korea saying the same thing. We got missiles that can reach over to here. And we know Putin, he was KJV. I was just watching a small documentary of this dude. This boy was, this dude came up in ranks quick. Alright? I am strong. Assemble yourself and come, all ye heathens, and gather yourself together round about. Thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Yahweh Shem Shah send his angels down too. Let the heathens be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I set to judge all heathens round about. So all this is orchestrated by Yahweh Shem Shah. So he's gonna pour by the valley of Jehoshaphat. That's the Middle East. Yahweh Shaphat, the valley of the decision. That's where the Lord gonna judge all nations, and he gonna let y'all fight each other, kill each other off, and then he gonna at that moment, that's when he gonna send a chariot to the Lord, and then you're gonna want to be friends, but that's gonna be y'all gonna be real bloody and brutal. So you both Edomites, and you can't even get along. That's why Trump is talking about a space war. Ron Reagan was talking about a space war. But do you know what the space war going to be? It's going to be y'all fighting against Yahweh Shem Shah. So keep this going. This is what we need to get the hell up out of here. Okay? Salakia Yahweh Shem Shah. The Wadi Yahweh Shem Shah for letting me just get this video together. And I would like to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Shem Shah. The Wadi Yahweh Shem Shah for giving us the apostles and the elders of great millstone who deserve double honors, rightfully so. And shalom to the Akim. Shalom.